Hi, Sherry Borsch. I'm here at Simply Productive, and I have a guest with me today, Jan Addams, a good friend of mine from Image to Interior. And I get a lot of questions from my clients when I'm organizing their home offices or even an office, when I'm in the corporate world. How can you personalize your office? And so I thought it'd be great to bring Jan in here today because she's the guru when it comes to interior design, and she's the one that helps me pick my paint colors and just add that personal touch to my space. She's taught me a lot, even how to organize a bookshelf. I remember when I brought you over to that one client, and I was like, okay, that alone has just totally changed my life and how I now organize bookshelves for my clients. So thank you for those tips, and I was wondering if there's some tips you can share with us, and how can we personalize our space?
And you're talking about home offices?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, the interesting thing is, when you've got a home, you don't want your office to necessarily feel like it's a separate component from the house, because it is your personal space, so it should have your personalized items in that space, but it should still flow with the rest of the house, number one. You don't want it to look like so far off that somebody else coming in goes, whoa, whose place is this? But personalizing it means paint color, right? Means art. I start all of my projects with art. People go, why would you start with art? And I'm going, art sets the mood. Art sets the tone. It also sets the budget, believe it or not. Because, say for example, in an office, I've got this beautiful, I want something inspirational on the wall.
Right.
Okay, maybe I've got nothing that's inspirational to look at.
I have 4 beige walls.
Okay, so what you do is you find yourself a photo, art piece of art, something that's just inspires you. Every time you look at it, doesn't matter if it's gray, snowy, rainy out, that picture calms you, focuses you, inspires you.
Okay.
Okay? That price point of that picture helps set the budget for that office. Okay? So say for example that's a piece of art that maybe cost you $5,000. Well, let's say you wouldn't want to put a ready to assemble desk with a few little glass components next to it. You would want to set the framework of your office to complement and harmonize with that piece of art. Now, having said that, budget does not mean that now you can't have style. Even if you have a piece of art that costs you $50 or $100, if it inspires you, cost has nothing to do with style. What it has to do with is how the rest of the room will flow. And it sets your theme. So if you've got a landscape, that's what you want, well, it kind of sets your theme that maybe you want something that's got, if it's a woodsy or a beach feel, right? It helps set that. Maybe it's an urban, so now you've got more of an urban setting that you want, right? Or maybe it's something very geometric, which means that you really don't want to see something specific. You want to just flow with the colors and with the dynamics, okay? So I always start with art. Again, least to budget. Now it works with the colors. So you take some of those colors for those beige walls, okay? You take that piece of art on one of those walls, and you take a background color of that art, and you paint 2 walls in that color. Not 1 wall.
2.
At least 2, and they should be merging together.
Okay.
And the reason you do that, and you usually have it as when you walk into your space, okay?
Okay.
So when you walk into your space, the 2 end walls should join together in the color.
So like these 2 here.
When they're running perpendicular.
Okay.
So then you have your piece of art on one of it. Now it can either be behind you or on the side of you, but you see what it's done is, if you have it on this wall, for example, your desk, you want things to be, I call functional, feng shui functional. So part of it is you don't want to have your back to the door, and that's just for logical reasons. You don't want to be scared when somebody comes in the door, so you like to see them when they're coming in. So if that's the case, and you've got your back wall here, the door is here, and your desk is in maybe an L shape, so now you're going, well, where can I put that piece of art? Because I got a window here. Gee, sort of sounds like your office.
It does. I was going to say, thank you.
So what you want to do is have your desk wrapped around so you've got the view of the window, so you've got that. Now this inspirational piece of art, have it on the opposite wall.
Oh, where I have my bookshelf right now.
Yes,
Yeah,
have
'cause
it
I
above
wanna
the
see,
bookshelf.
I want to see it when I'm sitting at my desk.
Exactly.
Okay.
Okay, but the colors that are in there now are behind you.
Oh, on the other two walls.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
So now when you're looking at that and you come in, you're seeing this flow of color that you love.
Yeah.
Because the
inspires me.
artwork
Yeah.
that you've chosen is also going to have the colors that you're attracted to.
Totally makes sense.
Right? So that's the simplest way to personalize the space, is by leading it.
And all we've done, and one thing I did this summer, I was in Washington DC, and I love the architecture there, and I purposely went with the intention of taking photos of architecture so I could blow it up and put it in my office because I love it.
See?
And I was taking, and they're all my colors too, right?
Oh.
They're all the warm colors. So yeah, so we took like hundreds of photos, and so now I'm just, okay, so I could do like a...
You could do
like
a collage.
collage like 3 or 6.
No,
You
okay,
always
yeah.
do odd numbers. That's
Yes,
the other
you do.
thing you taught me.
The other thing is, you are a straight body shape.
Right.
Okay, so and you've got a planner personality.
Do I?
So, and planner personality means that you like to have everything in a set way. And sometimes the planner personality, because it's not perfect, you'll procrastinate a little. Because the planner wants everything
All lined up.
perfect and lined
Right.
up. Okay? But that also works with your art. You don't need lots of it.
Right.
You need something that's very focused. So even one, or having 3 put together that
Right.
looks like one.
Yeah.
You know, so that it's a beautiful, it's got to inspire you, it's got to calm you, and it's got to be colorful. So I say it's calm, colorful, and inspiring spaces. That are simply.
That's what I love about your tips. I mean, I don't, you know, a picture can cost me maybe $10, $15
Yeah.
if I'm blowing it up and I'm taking a picture. Painting on the wall, pretty much anybody can paint.
Yeah.
If they don't know how
And
to paint,
paint
I can
is
teach.
the easiest thing to do. And if you don't like it, you can paint it again.
Yeah.
You know, it's not, people get very caught up in paint color. And I get called in, oh, please, just pick out a paint color. And I'm going, sorry, but I pick paint last.
Yeah.
And they're usually quite upset about that, but then I explain why. Because
If
you
you
don't,
pull it from the art.
I pull it from the art. Now, the art could also be an area rug if it's in the living room.
Right.
The art could be a granite counter in the kitchen.
Oh, okay.
What I mean by art is something that's got a definite color and style statement,
Okay.
okay? Whatever room of the house or office that is, because it sets the theme to keep things harmonious and unified,
Okay.
which creates that calm space. The color, base color
Mhm.
and the little accent colors is what creates the whole flow, okay? And it also helps you to be inspired because it's those things you absolutely love.
Wow, just with that alone, I can totally see how I could just roll some colors on my wall and see which one I like. So I can check it during the day. That's the
Yep.
other thing you taught me.
Yes.
You know, you can actually buy those boards and the little samples.
Yes,
And
absolutely.
then paint, and then post them up on your wall, and then see what it looks like during the day, and then also at the night.
Yes,
night
also nightlight, daylight, and understand that directions of the house are going to
Yes.
change
Yeah.
the color. And whether it's placed on a horizontal surface or a vertical surface
Right.
will change the color.
Okay.
The other thing that will change is the sheen that you use. Okay, so just be aware of those things, and that's why I said if you can get yourself a little can of paint
Right.
and practice a little bit with it, put it up and see it. But the reality is it's so much simpler if you just have your piece of
Yeah.
art, because all you do is you take your color fan and you go, oh,
And it's so
this is the
funny
color.
because when I go into environments, whether it's in a home or I'm in an office, the art is the last thing
I know.
everybody thinks about. And,
Yeah.
you know, I even have rooms where I've painted, but I have no art. And now I have the challenge of trying to find a piece of art that's gonna go with my paint color, whereas there's a million pieces of paint,
Yeah, think.
colors.
Have you ever had a builder or
Yes,
somebody
yes.
send you with the whole fan and go pick one?
Yeah, there's
You're
like
going like, huh?
500 colors
You
of
have to
white.
start with something. This is why it's really logical. Everything is very logical. It's design dominoes is
Yeah.
what I call it. So,
So, if we need help sort of, you know, picking paint colors, can you do that virtually?
Absolutely.
Yeah, so how can we get a hold of you so we can, you know, just some, like what you shared today, I know are tips that my viewers can actually go and implement themselves, but sometimes we need a little bit of extra, so could we take photos and send them to you and you can help us? I think you...
Actually, there are a couple of things that I do with my clients. Well, I'm on Facebook. My company's image2interior.com. You can reach me at GURU@image2interior.com because it's all about you. It has nothing to do with me. It has everything to do with your style, your color, your space, your budget. So you can reach me there. When I'm working with my clients, I storyboard on Pinterest. And so I have secret boards so other people can't see necessarily, and we just throw images, and once I have that together, what I do is I have a package, and I basically work as your secret designer. So you can say, oh, I did it myself, but I helped you a little bit with it, and I have a system that's called Design Dominoes, the interior process game.
Yeah, I've seen it.
And that helps you walk it through, especially for do-it-yourself.
Yeah.
Those people that really want to do it yourself but just need a little bit of help,
Yeah.
that's what I would recommend.
Well, and that's why you know, an interior designer, someone like yourself, just helps you to pull all those elements together so it all flows and it looks nice. And so when you walk into your space, you just go, wow, or you're relaxed, like whatever that feeling is that you want to evoke. So that's where your expertise comes in. You know, I might come in and, you know, declutter and get it all organized, and then sometimes it's like, okay, now I need to put back their own personal style, and that's what you're great at.
Thank you.
So,
Well, I move walls.
yes, I know you do.
So that's, being a designer is a little different than a decorator or a stager. What I do is if your space is really not working for you in a functional way, then I actually create a space that is going to work for you functionally. And then I would hire, you know, Sherry to come in and help organize it, of course around the art, your budget and color.
Yeah.
And that's how, nobody's an island. We all have our own talents and our own specialties, and it just happens to be one of mine. So.
Well, you're awesome at it. Thank you very much,
Thank
Jan, for your time today. And if you want more information from Jan, just go to image2interior.com, and thank you for joining us.